Alright guys, so this is the update video. So I posted the first video last week, Wednesday, and yeah, I posted the first video last week, Wednesday. It was posted a month and 7 days. Yeah, a month and 7 days after I actually took the video. I want to just start off by just saying shout outs to me in that present moment back then, because that really prompted me to have start to get to where I am now. And I think about it ever since, like, so I first rewatched it like a let's just say about a week ago. I first rewatched that video and I was like, I would have been so much better off right now if I did watch that video every day or listen to what I said every day. Cause I'm like, dude, I said some really good stuff. Um, in that video, everything that I said was off the top. Like I didn't have anything. I just spoke on things I know I needed to do, and I just came up with some amazing analogies. I was like, when I heard myself say about the I'm climbing a mountain called the greater things of life, and like trees, like how I put that, I was like, yo, that was really dope. But that was off the top of my head. As well as investigate before you invest. I said before you invest, you gotta investigate, or you should investigate. I looked that quote up actually, and it is a quote that a few people had said before, but like I didn't know that at the time. It just came in my head because I was like, I want to invest, but I need to investigate the companies I'm gonna invest in. But yeah, anyways, I want to do this update video, uh, just to talk about where I have gotten over the course of the last month, the things I have done, the things I've put in place, and what is still needed to be done, and what are things that I have changed, and what are things that I have decided that I'm not necessarily no longer pursuing, but I'm no longer pursuing them in the exact same way that I said, just because I have thought things through. Um, and yeah, so this video right here will be a update video. My next video I'm planning to do, I'm going to do my best to connect the dot between the first video that I have on my channel to now, and where I've been between the 6, 7, 8 months that I started. Because it wouldn't make sense for me to do that now. And I also want to make sure that I do say context onto certain things. Like I was talking about my job, I didn't say what I do in my last video. But honestly, man, like, I'll tell you one thing. I was way more locked in back then than I am right now. I'm just being honest. I was so on fire for just wanting to start changing my life around. Like so much more on fire than I am right now. I'm just being transparent. I recognize that I was like, yo, this guy was locked in, and I wasn't even really doing anything yet. Like now I go to the gym by myself. I wasn't even doing that at that time yet. But I was just like, man, I'm tired. I was tired. That's another thing I said I want to do in this video is like, I'm pretty sure I have it here. Yeah, so this time I wrote down everything that I said in the video, so that I have something to go off, because I do want to make sure that I touch on every point that I said in the video, and I want to make sure that I reflect on where I've gotten in those each category per se. But I wanted to start off by talking about why I decided to start this whole process, right? So, I wanted to start off by saying why I decided to, what and where I was at in June 10th, around June 10th, why I was like, yo, I gotta change. I gotta do something. And it's like there was a very imminent urgency to why I felt how I felt. So, two things. First was I watched Jim Rohn's seminar. Yeah, there we go. Whew. I was about to say leminar. I was like, that is not the word you're looking for, bro. But I watched his entire seminar where it was like 2 hours. It was, I forgot what the title was, but it was, it was back in the day, the 70s or something like that. And he was just talking about like making life changes and how to go about it and why it's important and all that good stuff. And I was like, man, I really gotta do that. I really have to get myself to that point where I'm like actually doing things that's putting me to where I want to be in the future, because I've had the time. I've had the time for the last year. I've had the time for the last 2 years to really start actually making a change, to put myself in position. Being honest, like I started off talking about the CDL permit. I could have had that literally a year and a half ago, like for sure, guaranteed. You know, a year ago, I'm pretty sure it was about a year ago. That's when I printed the CDL manual. So it was like I had I had it. I had the time. I just did not have the zeal that would have pushed me to actually do it. You know what I mean? So first thing that happened was I watched Jim Rohn's seminar. Then then I was watching some YouTube shorts, and this YouTube short that I watched, it was Ragnar from Viking Valhalla, and this seems to be he goes back to Wessex, I believe. He goes back to Wessex, and this is after he became king, and they didn't know about that yet. So essentially, the YouTube short was, it was this song playing in the background, and he went there, and the king, I don't remember his name, the king of Wessex, he comes up and he's like, "Hey, how you doing, Earl Ragnar?" And then one of the guys that's with Ragnar, he was like, "He's not Earl Ragnar, he's King Ragnar. Ragnar has made himself king. It is King Ragnar." And so Ragnar like smirked a little bit, and then the king corrected himself and was like, "Okay, King Ragnar." And then this is really the meat of why it hit me. So this girl or woman, very beautiful, right? And she was behind the king, and I believe that's the princess of one of the close villages or something like that. Because I actually started watching Viking after I seen that, because I was interested. I wanted to see like why or how it connected, and now it makes sense to me. But in a moment, I was just like, this is really dope. So the woman, the princess, she was standing behind the king, and it's like when she heard King Ragnar, is like this big old smile, but it's like, like when people smile and they like hold it in, they don't actually like show it. So it's like I don't really know how to do what she did, but it's like this smirk came on her face, like, oh my gosh, King Ragnar, I gotta get to know him. And that pricked me because I was like, man, like, it would be so nice to have that per se attention, in a way from women. Um, but I was like, I'm not even deserving of that though, because the reason why he even got that was because he is King Ragnar. I'm not king of anything. I'm just Rick. That's who I am, you know? I have not have any achievements that would grant me to be in a position where I would even be deserving of that, right? And that those two things really started this whole this entire journey that I'm embarking on to actually start doing what I said I would have done 2 years ago. Cause yo, I was like, nah, bruh, I'm not gonna be called king because we don't have kings in this country. We have presidents, and I'm definitely not gonna become president. But I could definitely finesse my way to be king like, you know, where I step and people gonna be like, oh, I don't know who that is, but he the man. You feel me? So I said to myself, like, yeah, bro, this mediocre life, this average life is not gonna work. So I fully said, yeah, I gotta commit to actually like making moves to making the necessary steps that I knew I needed to do ages ago. Let me make sure this is recording. Good, because I would have been mad. I would not have wanted to do that over. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna cut it either. So yeah, that really was what started this entire thing. So, shout outs to me a month ago, because I've been doing basically everything that I said I would. I haven't gotten around to everything yet. I would be lying if I said that I did. And I have not done it in the exact order or way that I said I would. But I truly believe that as long as you're getting stuff done and you're making the necessary moves, honestly, what really could outdo that? I said that I needed to start so I could get it going, and that is exactly what I did. I got momentum now. I actually have momentum. In fact, I have to do this video so that I could go to the gym in a bit. So but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and start breaking down all the stuff that I said in just the order that I have it written down, because yeah. Okay, so starting off with the CDL permit. Now, remember, this is an update, okay? So this is just update from last month to this month, okay? So what happened was this. Now, once again, there's no apologies, there's no excuses. I'm just giving explanation onto what actually happened, because one thing I don't want to do is give myself any room to make excuses. That's one thing that I can't afford to do, because it's just it's a very bad place to be. So CDL permit, what happened? I read the book, practiced. I took at least 18 practice tests between combination vehicles, air brakes, and general knowledge, which are the 3 tests that you have to pass to get your permit. I did all of that. I spent basically a week just fully dedicated to it. I watched videos, the whole, like, okay, so for my job, this is a good point to bring this up. So I'm an Amazon delivery driver, okay? So that's what I do. I didn't say that in the last video. Not like there was any reason why I didn't. It's just my mind was not there. My mind was, on fire. Oh, Ricardo, you gotta do better, But that's what I do. I'm an Amazon delivery driver. Now, knowing that, drive for 10 hours straight, okay? I spent like 5 days just listening to question and answer. That's all I did for like 5 days. Yes, I did, take breaks and play music because I would have been, I would have went cuckoo if I just was listening to what is this when it comes to trucking and answer. Yeah, I would have went bonkers if that's all I did the entire day. But that was like majority of the day for 5 days. And I just remember I was locked in. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna learn the info. I'm gonna intake it, and I still have it in me. It's just what happened was I drove to the DMV, and after I like already left, I was like, I feel like I might need something for them to be okay with me taking the test, like something like documents. But I was like, man, nah, we good. All I had was my license. And I was like, that should be good enough. They got my name, they got my address. What more could they need, right? Go there. This guy looks me dead in the face, and he's like, so I pass him my license, and he looks at it. Then he looked back at me. Then he's like, "Do you have anything or a birth certificate?" And I was like, "No, I don't have it with me." And he was like, "Okay, do you think you could go and get it and come back?" I was like, "Yeah, I could do that." And I came home looking for what I need. Could not find it, mind you. I went there at 8 a.m. I did not stop looking for what I need until 4 p.m. That's when I was like, man, this is just not finna happen. This is just not going to be a thing that happens today. Because, first of all, they close at 5. I can't just go in there and be like, got it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is what happened. I wasn't able to take the test. I have to get some things sorted out before I could get to go. I didn't get to that yet, but I'm gonna be honest with you. When that happened, I was like, you know what? This is probably just God slowing me down because maybe I'm moving too fast. That, for one, I said that for my sanity, being honest. I said that for me to be okay with, you know, that not happening that day. But genuinely, it makes sense because I was like, maybe I'm not in the place where he wants me to be for me to have that as yet, for me to move in that direction. My job is perfectly fine. In fact, when I get to that, I've reconsidered, and the reconsidering that I did was definitely partially because I didn't get my CDL yet. But I was like, maybe I'll just stay in my job for entirety of a year for the simplicity of how taxes will work. So since I'm already being taxed in that one job, and I was like, I might as well just stay there until the year completes, the full cycle, so that at least I won't have such a complicated way of getting my taxes done. But then also, like, after I thought about it again, like 3 days ago, I was like, dude, why would I even be worried about that? Because at the end of the day, whatever, they're going to tax me at a different job or whatever the case may be, it won't matter that much. there really won't be that big of a difference regardless of what the case is. Like, you're gonna be making more, you're gonna be paying more in taxes. That's it. You know, tax returns or whatever the case may be. Uh, that all can be handled whenever we cross that bridge. And there's people out there and resources that I could get. So I was like, why would I even, say that? Like I said though, partially is because I didn't get my CDL yet. That's the reason why I was like, I would just do that. But yeah, um, so that is that. I didn't get my CDL permit yet, but I did go with the full intention, and I did have the information, and I would have gotten an 80. I would have gotten a 90 at bare minimum on all of those tests. Now I'm not saying 100 because I am a very humble person. I don't want to, come on here and saying, "Oh yeah, I would have got 100." Nah, I don't know. I don't have like a perfect encapsulation of the information. I don't have the full knowledge of what they would have asked me on the test, so I'm not gonna be that guy. But yeah, that's that. Next is paying off my car. So, like I said in the video, the two main things that I came into this year is to get my CDL and to pay off my car. So, getting my CDL, as I just said, the permit got pushed back, so getting the CDL got pushed back, right? I'm not too worried about that though, honestly. Like, I just broke it down. When it comes to paying off my car, I decided that I'm going to not pay it off by the end of the year, but I want to pay it off before March of next year. The reason being is because it will be a year and a month early, and that's what I want to do. The reason why I'm pushing it back is because I don't want to have to put so much of a financial burden on myself to make sure that I'm getting those payments done, like, because I would have to put like basically like 1,000 and change on it every month for the next 6 months, which would be ridiculous. I could afford it, praise God, but why would I do that when I have life to live, when I have other things that I'm trying to do? It wouldn't make sense to do that. So I said I'm going to do that. I'm going to push it back a little bit, because pushing it back a little bit past the year doesn't make it any less of an accomplishment than if I did by December, because it's like December and February, 2 months apart. I get it, it's a whole different year, but it's not. That's not the most important part of why I want to do it. I want to get it done because I'm trying to build my credit up, which is the most important thing. Speaking of credit, one thing I did not mention, which was a tree that was fully in view, I just didn't remember to mention it, is I wanted to pay off my card, which I have been putting in the steps to get that done. Man, my credit, shout outs to me, man, because over the course of like the last 4 months, a boy been putting in that work, and he has been being rewarded for it, genuinely. I've been a very, very good steward over my finances to a great extent. Now, I would not lie and say that I don't, do a little teetering outside of my budget for the nicer things of life. But honestly, I don't even like brushing at it, because it's just like I'm spending this money right now for either momentary pleasure, not like anything like, but like, let's say I want to go to a movie, I'm gonna spend that bread. I don't even care, because that experience will never ever come back. It will never be an opportunity, even if you have the same exact people and the same exact movie at a different time. It will never be the same experience ever again, But you know what will always be able to come back? Money. I was like, money will always come. And the beautiful thing about money is if you spend $100 in that one night, you will get a totally different experience if you even go 1 hour or 1 hour earlier or 1 hour later, right? Um, so I said to myself, is it worth that $100 to be saved, or is it worth the $100 to be spent and have experience? Because it's the same exact $100 bill that's gonna come or go regardless of what it the case is. And when I do replenish it, it's the same exact $100 bill with the same guy's face on it. You know what I mean? So I've been way very efficient when it comes to my credit card. Yeah. Um I've paid it down basically. I went from, I'll say this, I went from 80% utilization to my last, so July into going pushing August, I'm at 14%. I believe 14%. Yeah. And then that's gonna even go way lower because I just received an offer that I accepted, and that is going to boost my limit. So, therefore, since my limit's gonna be higher, whatever it gets to within this month, which I already have like a plan, because I feel like everything you got to plan for, everything you have to be intentional. And that's one thing I've been about my credit card is very intentional. I have not been playing like autopilot when it comes to that. Like, I kid you not, I would be lying to you to say if I'm not truthful in saying I look at my cards like 5 6 times a day. I kid you not. Like, those are like that. Some people, they go on TikTok. When I go on my phone, I'm going on my banks. That's all I do. It's not even like a good habit, to be honest, because it's just like it's always the same exact thing, right? But I just, yeah, it. I don't even know how to explain that, but yeah, I've been very intentional on reducing my utilization, and I'm working my way down to 0%. And once I do get to 0%, I want to be in that bracket of creditors. Now, I'm not a creditor. I'm a, you get what I mean, a user. Yeah, a user of credit. I want to be one of those people that pay off their balance every single month. That is the goal. So then, when I do get there, I will be able to fully commit any of the money that I would have put towards paying down my card to putting towards paying off my car. That's how that would work. Now, I said that. Okay, so face, body, and mind. Okay, so face, body, and mind. Um, yeah, face, body, and mind. So I made mention that when it comes to face, I'm making that grooming. So I've been very adamant on keeping up with half of grooming. I've been consistent for the past every 2 weeks. I've been in the barber's chair getting my hair cut. Tomorrow actually is my my what do you call it? My appointment. And the beautiful thing is I made this a little weird thing where I said that every time I get my hair cut, I wash my car and clean it. So not only am I being clean, but my car is always clean as well because of that little weird like uh dynamic that I built. I know, like, how do you get cleaning your car with, cutting your hair? But that's just something that I came up with. It kind of made sense. I just go get my hair cut, I go wash my car afterwards, and then I vacuum it out. And it's been a, how do you say that, compounding effect. Yeah. So it's been a positive compounding effect because my car naturally now looks cleaner because it keeps on getting washed, as well as the inside is always clean. So it just feels more comfortable, you know. So I'm very proud of that. Now, when it comes to my face, I have yet to commit to doing that. So when it comes to my face, I have not started as yet. I actually have my face stuff right here next to me. I just haven't put in a face routine as yet, being honest. Now, when it comes to body, I have been in the gym. I've been doing the push ups. Have I been doing them consistently? I would be lying to you if I said I was. But I am in the gym more often than not. I'm very consistent with that. And now I'm at the place where I go to the gym with or without anybody. Um, that was one of my struggles when I first started this entire journey. Uh, couldn't fathom going to the gym alone. I was like, nah, they're gonna look at me weird and you know. But when I first started, oh my gosh, it was so uncomfortable. What I did though was I have my beats. I put my beats over 'em, and I just kept my head down and I just went in. I spent 30 minutes. I just did whatever came to my mind. 30 minutes, and I'm very grateful that the people that I went to the gym with, they already had like a grasp of what to do. So I just did exactly what we already were doing, right? And I've been seeing a whole lot of results. One thing I did say I wanted to do back then was take a picture or video of my body before I actually start working on all of that. I didn't do that, so I don't really have like a physical picture to look and put before and after. You know, I don't have that. But one thing I can tell you is I can see it because I know what I looked like, you know. My biceps, incredible. And I'm just so proud, honestly, because it took a lot out of me to really commit to that. It really did. I won't lie, it was not easy. And it ain't easy. It's not easy. It's pain, it's suffering, but honestly, I'm okay with going through it because it's just so worth it, you know. When it comes to the push-ups, I have not been doing the push-ups in the manner that I said that I am, but I've been doing the push-ups every single time I'm in the gym. Either yesterday, last night when I went to the gym, I did 70 push-ups. I did 40 inclines. I did 20, yeah, I did 40 inclines, I did 20 regulars, and I did 10 diamond push-ups. Now, I didn't do them like back to back to back, but like your boy can do some push-ups. And when I was talking about starting with 3 push-ups, I was being serious. And I was struggling to do 3 push-ups, and it was very bad. I was very embarrassed. And the good thing is, it was just me. It was me by myself. So there's no one watching me struggling to get the third one in, you know. But now I could do probably like 35 push-ups straight. Now the last like 10 will be a struggle, but I will get through it. You know, I could pump out 25 easy, like straight, you know. So yeah. And mind. So mind, I said I needed to stop thinking about this girl. I said that I needed to settle my mind. So I'm still working on both of those. I have yet to let this girl out of my mind, and it's only gotten worse. It's only gotten worse. It's only gotten worse because we've gotten closer, and yeah, it's just not good. But one thing I can tell you is that I have been better. when it comes to my mind. I've been more relaxed, I've been more calmer, and I've been more like actually thinking things through, right? Breaking things down for myself. It's been better off. Now, when I did mention, after I spoke about mind, I was talking about that I needed to finish The Intelligent Investor, which I did, and then I read Meditations, which I just finished this weekend. I just finished Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Love that book. Honestly, I recommend everybody to read that book. That's one thing I do notice. Obviously, I've never really said it in video because this is my second video, for real. But every single time I read a book, I'm like, man, I recommend this book to like everybody. But that book, I do truly recommend it to everybody because it's just breaking down how you should think and feel about life and acceptance and just everything in regards to that. Um, Very good book. I truly recommend it. So let me see. Running. There we go. Running. I have been doing a lot more running now. I think I've only went on like 5 runs. Yeah, I actually only went on like 5 runs, being honest, between then and now. I won't lie. Um, but I am in a place where I can figure out how I can make that like a actual consistent thing because I do think running is very important. I want to be able to sprint and sprint for a longer time than majority of people because if anything happened, your boy can move. That's one thing for sure. That's one thing I said to myself that I want to be able to get down packed, right? Um, so, let me see. Making my own food. Like I said, I'm not really going in any order. I'm just trying to make a summary of all the things I've worked on, gotten through, and what I'm still working on. And making my own food, one of those things I'm still working on. Still out here coughing up the change to Wendy's and Burger King just for them to use their microwave, being honest. Um, yeah, breakfast is like so essential for me because I feel like if I don't have breakfast, I'm not gonna have a good time when I'm out there delivering. So that's one thing I'm like, it don't even matter. Like if I come home and I'm hungry, I'll be okay. But I can't be hungry. I'm over here running up to people's doors and I'm hungry. Yeah, I can't do it. But when it comes to making my own food, I did this one thing so far. Two things. I have some videos on foods that I could use the air fryer to make. My air fryer. Um, because air fryer makes life so much easier. At least that's what I haven't used it yet, so I don't even know to be honest. But based on like everything I've seen so far, it seems like that's how it will feel. But the second thing I did was I went to the supermarket, and as much as I looked like a crazy person, this is what I did. I went to the supermarket. I went to every single aisle, and I took a picture of every single thing that I may ever need to make breakfast with. I'm talking about bread, eggs, cheese, um, sausage patties, everything, bacon, every single thing. Anything you could think of that, even sauces, like, when I say every single thing, potatoes, yo, I took a picture of the price of every single thing because I wanted to break it down to myself. Like, look, you could put $5 and $5 together, make 10, and you can make enough food for yourself for 4 days for $10 instead of spending $10 each of those 4 days and spend $40 collectively. Um, and I still am doing that, but that is something that I always recollect, and I'm going to start making my own food soon enough. I'm thinking that I should start with breakfast since it's the most essential part of the day for me. And then now I move on to, making lunch to carry with me, as well as making dinner. But genuinely, like, I've recognized that, like, the breakfast food that they make is so easy. Like, Wendy's, the one that I get is just croissant bread, a little bit of butter, cheese, and sausage. That's it. And then wedges. Bro, I could cut up some potatoes and throw it in the air fryer and make wedges myself. Like, genuinely, that's my favorite breakfast meal. That's the reason why I'm talking about that. But it's like, it's not that complicated to do, you know? So yeah, that is that. Commit time to write out a plan, a full plan. I have not done that as yet. I have not gotten around to writing out a plan. And because of that, I said this. Because of not fully having a plan, it has felt like, even though I'm climbing the mountain of greater things in life, even though I'm climbing through my process, it does kind of feel like I'm walking upwards with my head down in a way. So I'm like this. I'm over climbing up in the trees, but I have my head down because I don't truly have like a clear view of where I am going or of where I'm trying to go. I do have a like vague idea, but I don't have it like written out. And I feel like, as clear as you may think in your head that you have a plan, you actually have to write it out before it's actually like concrete and you could be like, yes, this right here is exactly what I'm trying to do. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I haven't gotten around to that, but I do know that's one of the most important things, and that's probably one of the next things I'm gonna focus on to do. Let me see. Yeah, moving along from that, I said that I need to find a way to be more efficient and effective with my schedule. Same thing I was saying about like with the running. I have to find a way to actually put that in where it's like a consistent thing, as well as like what I do at the gym. I need it to now be like more refined. So since I already have momentum, I don't have any like struggle to do any of those things, and even like to do anything like in a moment, in an instance, like I'm at the point now where I'm like, oh, I need to do this. I do it right now. I don't even like hesitate. I don't procrastinate anymore, and that's honestly a blessing. Like, God must have just like took that out of me, like just as like, as a ninja, because for some reason I just stopped procrastinating. I don't put things off anymore. Like sometimes I have let's say I have clothes on the ground and I see it and I think to myself, dang, I gotta pick those up. Then I'm like, yep, I'm picking them up, because it just feels off to procrastinate anymore. So since I'm at that point, I feel like it's best that I start actually finding exercises that are actually going to focus on the areas that I want to build up, that I see in myself that I need to work on. Finding a way that my schedule is more refined, that I can get the things done that I need to work on, and and getting running into the mix as well, and even other things I'm trying to achieve. That'll speak more on in the next video. But yeah, that is one of those things that I said. Financial goal. I'll just say this briefly. I do have a financial goal. I do have a fully fledged out financial plan, as I already spoke about with my credit card. That's in it as well. Um, and yeah, that right there is that I'm working on that, my financial plan. You don't even understand. Like, I'm just so like proud because I've done so much within this last month, but it doesn't really feel like it. But like, even just looking at my body, I'm just like, dude, you're doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it it's crazy. And a testament to the fact that I am actually like doing it is I've been getting offers for loans and cards and people trying to buy my car and all kinds of stuff. Now, one thing I do truly believe is, and this is something I said I wanted to make sure that I said too, is don't fall into temptation. Uh, all of these things will come. All of these things, when you're doing the right thing and you're on your journey and you're making those steps that are necessary to get you to where you want to be in the future, uh, you're going to be rewarded for that. Not only because you will be rewarded yourself or you reward yourself, you will be rewarded by outside forces that see your progress, right? They are watching and they notice, they take notice, and they will try to send you this offer, send you that offer. Don't fall into it. Stick to your plan. If it's within the realm of your plan or it helps your plan work out better than you planned for it to, then you can consider it. But if it's just an offer and you don't fully know what it entails, do not fall into temptation. That's something that I'm making sure I don't do. Even though it's like, oh my God, you want to give me a better car and pay off my car, and don't do it. I had to catch myself. I was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna consider that because I don't even know why would they want to do that. You know what I mean? Everybody always wants to do something for their benefit. They don't really care about you. Why would they care about someone they don't even know what your face look like? You know, um, it really wouldn't make any sense. So don't fall into temptation when it comes about any of that stuff. Yes, last 3 points, guys, and then this video is done because I've definitely been talking for way too long now again. So the pillowcase thing, that was a part of face, taking care of my face. I didn't start doing the pillowcase changing every 5 days thing. That's something I definitely still feel like is very important and would help me not have any breakouts. But making my bed, that is one of those things I've been very consistent with. Um, every single morning, I can't leave my house unless my bed is made. And it's not anything fancy. It's just the act of doing it is so important. And one thing I did say along with that is these disciplines that I've implemented have made it so much easier for other disciplines that I've wanted to in the past or want to just in the present tense to put in place. All of these disciplines have just been so much easier to really like stick with because of little things like making my bed. And they were right, all of them. Jim Rohn talked about it. And there's countless of, motivational speakers and all that say exactly that. You know what I mean? So yeah, investing, I didn't start investing yet. That is because my financial advisor, he advised against me to use essentially my, what do you call that? My, so my, it's not necessarily my emergency fund. It just became that now because of the talk that we had. So I went there, got my life insurance. Okay, so we can scratch that off as one of those things because I said that I did get it, the policy. But then now was talking about starting a Roth IRA, and he said to start you need 1,000. Well, have that, so let's get it going. He's like, well, you have that plus a little bit, so you shouldn't do that because that's like all you have saved so far. So I was like, I understand what you're saying, so I'll just come back when I have that times two, basically. So at least I have a little buffer just in case if anything were to happen, as the fact of it being called an emergency fund. So that's the reason why I didn't start investing yet. But I've recognized that two things when it comes to investing, based on what I've read in The Intelligent Investor, I'm not going to do the investing on my own anymore. I plan to invest in individual companies like, let's say, Tesla or anything, doing research and finding them. Instead, I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to invest in index funds. I know they're very boring, or they're not very they don't really gain you that much returns. But one thing I'm going to do is not try and be an expert in something that I'm not trying to be an expert in. Just so I'm not going to momentarily be an expert in something that I'm not trying to long term be an expert in. I'm not trying to become a investment guru. That's not really my cup of tea. I will put my money with someone that does that. Now I'm gonna do research into those people that do sell those index funds. Then now I'm going to see like how that works, right? But outside of that, I don't really have any intention on investing by myself because I have way too much that I'm trying to accomplish in life to sit down and try to start from scratch in another thing. You know what I mean? So that's what I came to a conclusion with. I'm gonna start with the Roth IRA, and once I can exceed the yearly limit in that, then now I'm gonna start having my own investment account with a broker and then all that good stuff. But that's probably like a year and change away from now anyway, so I'm not even gonna talk about it because I'm gonna let the future worry about itself. Now the last few things here, I'm gonna say this, and this is the last point from what I said in my last video. Going to the doctor, going to the dentist, and going to the nutritionist, I said those are three things that I still have to do. I didn't do them yet because I was waiting on my insurance for my job, right? I just got the mail about like a week ago. Yeah, like a week ago, and I haven't put it in places yet. I haven't like really even looked at it. But I think I have my insurance card or something like that. I don't fully know yet. But your boy got insurance now, so I'm gonna go to the doctor so I could take care of all the things I want to take care of and all that good stuff. Now, this is the end of the video, and this is what I'm ending off with. Now that I have went through that month and gotten to where I am at, somewhere along the lines, I have recognized that I needed to pursue complete resilience, meaning complete resilience to everything, complete resilience to any given situation, complete resilience to nature, complete resilience to myself and my thoughts. Don't allow outside forces or inside forces to manipulate my emotions or how I feel. And one of the ways that I started doing that was I refused myself from running when it's raining. So let's say I'm delivering and it's raining. I'm walking. I'm walking with my head straight, my eyes open, not squinted, running to the van, you know. Um, Complete resilience in, spaces like that. Complete resilience in, let's say I'm taking a shower and, when the cold water randomly comes on, I'm not over here, shaking or anything. I'm just same exact thing, like nothing changed, you know. Using small things like that to build up my resiliency for any given situation. And it's been getting built because now, I don't really flinch all that much anymore because of little steps like not running in the rain. I kid you not. It's very interesting. Like, dogs will run out and I'm just looking at them, you know, and it's just like unfazed. It's like being completely resilient is like being unfazed by anything that life throws at you. That's like the best way I could put it. And that is something that I truly believe that I needed to do. And I truly believe that everyone needs to build complete resiliency to anything that life throws at them. I think that's true power. But yeah, that is one of those things that I started to implement. So now, remember in my analogy, I said that I'm climbing up a mountain and there's a whole bunch of trees. There's trees I can see and trees behind those trees that I can see, called trees I can't see, right? Complete resiliency was one of those trees that as I passed a few, that one popped up. And there's probably a few more that I'm missing that I can't think of. I'm not doing this over. I will be back in a month to give you another update. So it's been 1 month so far, right? I'm going to come back August 10th and give, it's not a month, it's like, whatever. But I'm just doing that because June 10th to July 10th to August 10th, that's 2 months so far into my journey. So yeah, that is it though. I will be back next week. And next week, I'm going to start breaking down my thoughts. This is another thing I wanted to say. I want to put it out, my thought process, the way of thinking, the things that I think. That's like the best way I could put it. Things I think about, the things I believe, the things I value. I want to truly break down different topics and talk about them so that I have a recollection of where my mind was when I'm 26. Then I could reflect on it when I'm like 30. You know what I mean? By the way, I'm 26 now. So when I first did that video, I was 25. July 13th has passed. I'm 26 now. So I want to be able to, go back in time to see where my mind was and my way of thinking and the things I valued and the things I believed in, and see how that changes over time. I want to put that out there as well so that I have that as in my bank of whatever. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna close it out there. I feel like this video is probably longer. I don't really know, but honestly, it don't even matter. I'm gonna post this as well, and yeah, that will be all. I will catch you guys next week, Wednesday, and I bid you adieu. Peace.